It is pretty hazy here today, but I thought I'd take you just around the garden for a little bit and show you what all's going on. This is a wildflower known as wingstem, and I was just noticing that it's quite curious, but for some reason this one is very ripply at the top. I don't know why. I don't really see, well, there's some curiousness going on the leaf. So I don't know, but all of them seem to have this. I don't know if it's caused by an insect or the sun, but something's going on. But anyway, that one is just very, curiously, very ripply at the top. Here is the beautiful mugwort, and right next to mugwort is the Angelica Archangelica, and that she's got to be 10 feet tall now. She's over my head. And the seeds are beginning to form. I'm super excited. So the deer have been here nibbling on my beans, but the beans are making their way finally. They're beginning to climb. Some of them are beginning to climb the trellis. It's been so cool. We're finally getting some warm weather, so I think the beans will start making their ascent up the trellis. The cucumbers I planted right at the end of May are finally getting some action over here as well. I'm happy to see them getting bigger. And the cabbages that Barley saved from the voles are beginning to do their thing. And I'll just set my hand in here so you can see the size of this one. And there's the purple ones, and there's another green one. The broccoli all got eaten by the voles. Around there, hiding out in the weeds, is my pumpkin that's growing on the hugelkultur bed. I'm gonna come around the other side, see if I can show you the flowers. A big ant nest in my yard. But unlike out west, they don't seem to be bringing up any rare gemstones. And I ran over them sadly with the mower yesterday, and they were not happy with me, but they seem to have recovered. These are all the squash blossoms. These are all the male ones. The male flowers always show up first. But this thing is tracking. It's going way out into the garden. Here's the milkweed invasion. I'll show you that in just a second. Quite happy to see all this milkweed. I've not seen any evidence yet of monarchs here, but it's still a little bit early, and it's continuing to go into my garden. I'll come around and show you the potatoes. So these are the red Norlands, and I've actually harvested some from right here at the start of the bed the other day because the plants are already beginning to lay down. Mr. Lincoln's and the other potatoes further in are all still standing, and hopefully you can see the garlic scapes. I have some serious weeding to do since I've come home, but it's almost time to break the scapes off as they straighten up just a little bit more. I think I've mentioned before to really hold the garlic bulbs for the longest amount of time. My practice has been to allow the scapes to unfurl themselves and straighten up before snapping them, and that has led to some better keeping qualities of the garlic. Well, that's this part of the garden. I'll show you another area in just a second. So I put in 2 pepper plants. This one is being eaten by someone. I don't know who is doing that, but this one over here seems less disturbed. These wild brambles here, which make the sweetest fruit, and really not much in the way of thorns. They have been really prolific this year, and I've got them in a few places. I just keep encouraging them to grow, and of course this is birds enjoying this as well. I'm really happy. I heard robins out here earlier today, and the jays, of course, and the towhees also out here. So we're sharing the bounty. There's enough where I could be picking these and making fruit leather or a jam or something, but I'm usually just coming out to forage in the moment along with the birds with much gratitude. And over here by the little back garden is the other Angelica Archangelica. I don't know, maybe you can see the small pollinators flying all around her. super happy to see them and her. So back here in the small garden, I've got some celery. Of course, I leave the dandelion, the onions. Some of the onions seem to be bulbing up nicely, but the red ones, some of them have already just wilted over. I don't know. I've got some chard, some lettuce. I don't know if they're just not moving because they don't like the soil here, or if there's something else that's going on, or if I've planted them maybe too deeply. I've tried to keep uncovering them. And of course, maybe you can tell there's a little hollow back here, and Barley likes to sleep here, so I have a feeling he's also been sleeping in the middle of the onions and pushing them over. But gotta take both sides. He's also catching the voles, so I'm happy about that. Anyway, that's the garden update, and yeah, see you in the next video.